Hola everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, what am I going to talk about? Oh, first of all, I had to introduce myself. So I am your host kind of thing. Welcome to Unfiltered. And today the subject will be kind of like observation. Yeah, I would say that. And more detail. I know my light is kind of bright. Ooh, now I'm dark. Ah, this is bad. I look sick. Better. Yeah, okay. Anyhow, so today I want to talk about um Disney thing. Yay, again, she's obsessed. It will be about the evil queen, actually from Snow White. So the subject it will be kind of feel like an essay, I would say, but not 100%. And also I'm sorry that I am not respecting my schedule at all because normally I'm supposed to post every 2 weeks, but I've been busy by having multiple stuff at the same time is kind of like having too many chefs in a freaking kitchen, and that's my case. I have a podcast to deal with. I have my main YouTube channel that even though I didn't finish to post on that, I have article to write. I have a book to finish to write and read. uh and also I have to take care of this channel because I need to. It's not that I want to. No, I do want to. I want to, and I need to grow my channel. So, welcome to our filter, and I'm Fatima. Also, no clue of what I can be, but hey, if you listen to my podcast and you come here from there, weird millennials, I am one of your weirdos. So, welcome to my channel. Hello, namaste, and bonjour, welcome, welcome. If you hear my accent, it's normal because this lady is French. Yeah, very French. I say that like that, but actually, not all the French people have this accent. It's awful. I hate it because it sounds like bad English. Anyhow, so that's a little bit about me. So this video, like I said, it will be more not conversation, but me doing a dissection of the evil queen and what we think of her as character, and my interpretation about her situation and the time, and my big frustration with any Disney princesses since the beginning. Basically, to me, if you recall Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, that's the Disney movie adaptation of actually a fairy tale done by the Grimm brothers. All that a collection of different folklore in Germany and history like that. Just a quick recap. So, and my recap is kind of like a freestyle. Okay, just bear with me for a second. So the story is pretty simple. So there's this little girl, very beautiful, very gorgeous. She's a princess. Shocker. Her name is Snow White because she have her skin white as snow and her lips red as blood. Gory. In the original version, the Grimm brothers actually had, well, one of the different versions, but the most original one, we know that there's her mother-in-law, oh no, not mother-in-law, stepmother, sorry, is marrying the king, and after that, the king dies or something, and she is like after Snow White ass for no damn fucking reason, just because she's the most fairest of all, and she's obsessed because the mirror tell her to, yeah, you and that shit, that kid is better looking, but we're gonna dissect that a little bit more. So her obsession is that which have pushed the kid to run away to a forest. Normally she was supposed to die. It didn't happen. It didn't me. Actually, I forgot to say. She is chased by a hunter. That's why to make her run away to the but he didn't have the heart to kill her, so that's why he was freeing her to run away. And then I would say personally, she squatted. That was a squad for me. The house of seven people working normally, have their normal life, all that, and have their job and come home, and they come see that their house have been molested. Yeah, yeah, I know. Is that it's a very hard work. Sure, it's not Golden Locks, that other bitch. We're gonna talk about that one with her white privilege and also a reaction that nobody can be like, oh, but she's a kid. Fuck you. But we're gonna get that. It's not the point for today's subject. And also, a quick disclaimer, I cuss. Yeah, I say a lot of bad words. Also, I get distracted really easily. You can tell I get distracted easily. If I sound pretty boring when I talk about something, I can help it. That's my voice, that's my tone. Deal with it. If I speak too fast for you, it would just mean one thing. I am someone very passionate, very animated. When I explain something, and if I get too angry, my voice is gonna high up a little bit, and I'm gonna speak faster. And also, I'm gonna sweat a bit because it will make me very tense and nervous. My whole body reacts when I'm stressed and also angry. So, okay, you can see right now, I'm Lady Purple right now. This is like the thing that I love the most about my hair. I did it myself, by the way, just to let you know. I'm not going to the hair thing. And yeah, as people who are gonna be new to my channel, I just wanted just to drop that here and there. Sometimes you will see me with different hairstyle. Not sometimes. You're gonna see me with different hairstyle, not just sometimes. So this purple thing is not gonna be a thing forever. And if you have follow a lot of black YouTubers, you know that that's our thing to change our hair. Some of us will be sponsored, but me, I'm not doing any tutorial about hair. I'm not. No, if I'm doing my hair, maybe if there's a miracle, maybe you will see me doing my hair and making a video in the same time. But I'm not that committed. I try to be respectful with my schedule to try to post video every 2 weeks, but it's really really hard. I say I try. So if I have at least one video in a month, it's a fucking miracle. If I am able to do two, something happened. I need really to check it out. So anyhow, the subject of our conversations, like I was saying, so Snow White's run away. That old lady still tries to kill her. Give her a fucking apple. That stupid idiot eat it, and she dies. So after that, there's like a very weird ass script. That's also would be another subject of the dissection that I wanted to talk about. Is the prince coming to save the day? He saw the girl maybe once or twice. Yeah, saw her once or twice, talked to her quickly, like, hey, hi, you cute. Okay, bye. And he saw her in that very, very transparent casket. It's still a fucking casket. And he kissed her to wake her up. First of all, no, no, don't do that. Second, it's called no consent. This is an assault. This is an assault. There's nothing romantic about that. So people who dreaming about becoming a new Snow White, you need to see a therapist. Anyhow, so my approach for this one is just not just saying, well, I did another a video before that, not really well explanatory and still going all over the way like I do with this one, where I was saying that maybe if we look at a version where the evil queen was also a victim. Look how they kind of like villainize her so much that she doesn't even have a name until actually once upon a time that the very good show until a point of season was on ABC, and then they decide to add Elsa and kind of shit like that, like news stories. It was weird. Anyhow, so in that video, I was more explaining how of the evil queen also is can be seen as a victim. We should not just to focus on her being like, oh yeah, she's the bad one. She want to kill the girl. Oh my god! But I come up with a lot of theories, especially when I take my shower. So the first theory was for me: if the evil queen was a man and also a Snow White was a boy, the story will be totally different because you would not be something focusing on the physical appearances of the characters. It would not be a war between beauty, youth, and aging. It will be two different things because always is just a saying that is now I know they were gonna sound like, oh, she tries to be feminist and got that shit. Yeah, not really. You see the lighter over here, I'm an angel. Come on, look at this face. Even though without makeup and I look very crazy tired because I'm still look like an angel. Look how cute I am. Anyhow, just to focus on that. So we have the situation where if it was two men, it would be more about power. So it would be the evil king wanted to have power to make sure that this kid who is not his direct descendant, who is not his the fruit of his labor, whatever, is not his child, is someone else, and he is threatening his throne. I would get the story where he is like he needs to eliminate that, like Game of Thrones style, because let's face it, Game of Thrones didn't pick it. Well, George R. Martin didn't take it out of just out of his ass like that. No, it's real history. European history, you will see if you look at it closely, and I will get you some stuff about it. It's very fucked up. When I say fucked up, it's just like really shitty, crazy fucked, where people would just basically murder kids just because they wanted to assure that they're gonna be on the throne and the lineage would be. So that's the same thing that I see as a theory. If it was a male conversation about Snow White and the evil queen was a man, all the dynamic and the story would be different. First of all, the mirror would not say, "Yeah, the hottest boy in the kingdom is this kid." It would be like, "I don't give a shit." But it would be more, who is the most powerful man? That would be the situation that it would be looked at more about power, not the aesthetic. But in the story with the evil queen, even though she have all this power, she is the fucking queen. Her obsession is about something vain. So she's focusing on her vanity. That's her downfall. It's kind of like trying to characterize women, and especially at that time, and saying that your focus have to be beauty and youth, and your competition is youth. Because the younger girl is the next come up. She will be the queen. She will be the one replacing you. So your head is on the chopping block. Because that's the way just that. And remember one thing, the story have been told by men for a very long time. So it's easier just to just pander that into our brain and say, well, every woman, the real focus is just to be like, she's prettier than me, I need to get her neck. No, because the focus would be not a right at all. It's still not right until now because all they it look like is just saying that women cannot share power, they cannot work with each other, and this is much into a man brain where the focus of a queen who was also very beautiful until the girl came of age, meaning her period. And in the original version, by the way, Snow White is 13. She is 13. 13, 1, 3. 1 and 3. Like, mm, you know. She is 13, so she's still a teenager, but in our modern day standard, it will be seen as that's fucked up. You are comparing yourself to a child, and all that, and I was like, oh my god, it's a child. And at the time, it was different. You have also to understand that the circumstance of the time and how the story was told, it was in very particular period of history where a lot of weird ass shit was happening, where you were seeing a lot of child bride. Yeah, I say that, and Snow White was part of it. Sure, when you look at it in a way where you would just say, okay, well, she is very powerful. Why would she need to destroy a child? But it's all her vanity is her downfall because she was so obsessed with the fact that this kid was way more attractive or more beautiful or fair, if you wanted to use the right word, than her, that she needed to destroy her. So then she would be the only one. It's just her vanity that is most important, not the fact that she had the power. Because remember one thing: the king is out there. He's dead. He's like dead, dead. And the crazy part as well with that, there's nobody in the queen entourage to say like, hey sis, you are the queen. You are reigning over all these people. Why are you worried about 13-year-old who just wanted to sing with birds? And also, that's just my point where I'm just like, this is clearly how they wanted just to pander that in our mind. And of course, some people was like, yeah, it's patriarchy, patriarchy, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it is. It is. It's part of it because it always have been like that. We are taking a circumstance where stories were told a lot and written by men. I'm not trying to say that, oh, yes, being like, it's sexist and all that, but their rhetoric is pretty simple. If they tell stories, it's more cautionary tale. Oh, yes, I said it. When I talk slow, sometimes I can say things right. So it's a cautionary tale where it goes from, sorry if I was looking, I was trying to figure out if my light was on, where it's just teaching women and saying that, well, you see, you have to stay in place, you have to stay put, because whatever you do, you're gonna age. So that was one of my theory where the focus was just trying to keep getting this war for women and saying that if you have to appeal to the main gaze, you have the main men attentions, you have to destroy what is your competition. So instead of being have like the sisterhood, the kumbaya, bitch, we can get it together, it was more putting to get like against each other two different spectrum. Here you have a grown ass woman feeling like she is in competition with a child. So you see how where to go, how fucked up it is. If you put your mindset that way and you watch and be like, is that really worth the effort? Is that worth to go to those lengths just because that kid is prettier than you for now? One day there will be also someone prettier than her. But the tale is not just for the queen, it's also for anyone who are the Snow White. So everyone wore the Snow White in any generation. That's pretty clear and very straightforward to me. It's just that the youth, when you're a teenage girl, your body change and you start to be a woman, and then you are close to your 20s, is when you're at the time have as the science have evolved. Oh my God, I'm knocking on my mic. Women had always seen that we have a a time, a specific time to just not get over it, like well, the reproductive time. So I feel like this subject about about Snow White and the Evil Queen is just about the woman fertility and the woman timeline, and also beauty, because when we age we become less graceful, less attractive, maybe not as much appealing, and also especially to reproduct. When you're older it will be harder for you to find the right partner to have the right, well, to have kids. So the youth here is just about more about fertility, and say that, oh yeah, she can bear children. And also when you look at the time, the first of all, we're just saying that you are meeting the standard of beauty, and also you still have to reproduce and have children. So mostly I get that. I get now the competition about it, about this queen being so threatened by this young and fertile young girl coming into her pool and trying to kind of say, you're gonna be put out, you're gonna be cast out, because that's what happened when you get older. When you get older, you're less attractive. Your people would just put you aside. You're granny. Yeah, go, baba. Look. Even nowadays, if you're looking at it really clearly, to be honest, if you're a woman and you're close to be 30, you start to freak out because they're like, oh my God, when you get 30, you're not gonna be able to have babies, well, as easy if you were in your 20s. There's still this agenda to push women women to to actually get pregnant at what they call at their peak in their 20s. And still this mindset was already there a long time before, because yeah, we have a limited time to reproduce. But now it's just insane that, well, if you're not at 35, is that's the cut now. 35 is the cut, and after that you're like at high risk. So that's the part more about physical and biological, and also about the male gaze on what is seen attractive or not. So that's the part that was I hate it. And the other part for this is just about politically speaking. It wasn't seen as something normal to have a woman in power. um Even though in European history and also Asian in other countries, you have example where there were exceptions, like Queen Elizabeth I, the ginger hair one. You had, oh my God, what is her name? Catherine, Catherine the first or second, I don't know, the Great, yeah, Catherine the Great, the one from Russia. All those women, it was just a few in between that made history because they were great rulers. And that at the time it wasn't something that common. If you were a woman and the mother of a boy and he wasn't right uh to rule yet, you will be the regent. So you will be doing that on their behalf until they come of age of taking the power. But here the story is just in saying that the women are not cannot be focused on a political situation. They have just to be very much vain, very much onto going with the circumstance or being competition. My other theory is just that the evil queen is also a victim of her time. If she was a very much independent woman like now, she would be seen like, oh yes, go girl, you the queen. People would not see that as something as a failure and saying that she's a very dominant. So clearly, for her time, seeing her as a very dominant woman, very much imposing, very strong-willed, also seems to not take shit from nobody. even though we're not focusing too much on her story, the I'm still like very frustrated the fact that they didn't give her a name until we have Once Upon a Time, Regina. She was one of my favorite characters because there on the show they were able to give her layers and also explain that yes, she was also a victim. She was a victim of her time. So because women didn't have a very much power to say anything about their own destiny, their parents were the one making the decision. She was giving to the king as a new bride because he was a widow and she had just been there to take care of his child and bear a successor. That was her job. That's it. So when you are putting someone in that way, and in the same time you see the same person that you have married to become your spouse is actually putting on a pedestal his daughter and disregard you and maybe to treat you like shit. That's probably what was happening. I know there are fictional creation, all that, I get it, but that's my point where I'm going. Even though it's just saying that when you are putting one in the pedestals, meaning that giving youth too much of that, and it creates this inequality in between women and make them not feeling confident with what they have and just focusing on the physical, on any only just the one um, s- how yeah, only one side of what they can offer or one aspect of their personality is really really damaging because yes, I am saying that the evil queen is victim of her time, but also for the what it was around her. The surrounding, the king wasn't supportive. He wasn't showing her love. Yes, we get it that he lost the love of his life with the mother of Snow White, but doing that was able to just to create this competition between these two female characters. Even though at first the queen wasn't doing shit, she was just sending people away. And also, let's talk about that fucking mirror. That asshole is just like, yeah, just look at yourself all day. Like, ooh, mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me who's the fairest of all. I'm just like, really? You're the fucking queen. You just have time to just do that? It's like, oh, I have pretty hair today. I have pretty hair. Help me, God, what's wrong with me? Anyway, so that was mainly my concern with the story of Snow White. Why also I am not a big fan of Disney movies or show or stuff like that. When people was like, "Oh yeah, just because you're not a romantic at heart." I get that, but I'm very realistic. I'm very down to earth with this kind of thing. But I am also romantic, by the way. I am very much a romantic. There's still some good Disney movie that I like, but those story like Snow White and shit is not my thing. Cinderella will be the next one. We're gonna tackle that little cycle over there with her French charming. I'm gonna talk about that, yeah, but not in this video. And to me, it's just that if the evil queen had the support that she needed, that she had the understanding of her situation, she wouldn't see Snow White as a competition. She wouldn't see this kid as a threat. She would probably trying to raise her to be a very strong and independent queen like she was. Instead, what she had in the end, well, in the movie, she fall off of the cliff. She's dead. In the book, oh, Snow White was more vicious, that bitch. She decided to have like, iron shoes, like very burnt you until it's like red, and they make her dance until she die. How the fuck is that cool for a wedding? They're like, yeah, die you old witch. I'm like, fuck, this is fucked up. I get why Disney took that off of their version and said, oh yeah, just fall off of the cliff, so die off screen. We don't see you, but come on. I love shoes, and just imagine having that burning my feet and I die from it. Oh, oh my god, no, nah, no, no. Ooh. And now let's talk about the prince. This is another situation that I feel like is not okay, by the way, because I get these fairy tales, but look the message that it get to young women and also a lot of my generation. So our weirdos, millennials like me, just get the message that we had and saying that well you will be someone will find you prettier than them and they would do everything they can to kill you, and by the way they accept the apples from old ass people. That's ageism, by the way. Don't accept apple from people that you don't know, basically, except when you go buy them to the supermarket, that's different. But don't accept stuff from people you don't know and say that, oh yeah, go eat it. It's like, I don't trust you. That's my take. I'm sorry if I just sound like I'm rumbling because I'm always doing that. Um, that's my take on why the evil queen is not actually that evil. She's also a victim of her time. She is also the victim of how, oh my god, I hate use the word patriarchy because it sounds like, oh, feminist and against patriarchy, what kind of shit. But how the male gaze and also very dominant masculine society have shaped this kind of fake war between women, because if we are not able to get along because we are always in competition to try to attract the guy. I know a lot of women who don't give a shit about that. I mean, come on. Nowadays, it's a different story, but I just hope we're not gonna feed our kids with this kind of stories and say that, yeah, because she was all good and light and the other one was dark. And it's always that, the light and darkness. Like, really, light also can be something very fucked up. It's not because you seeing that on plain sight that it cannot be deceiving. You have to remember that you can see something that clear as the day and is more deceiving than what is in the shadow. So keep that in your mind. So all I want you to do is just that if you watch this movie, Snow White or whatever kind of princessy, take the time to have a real conversation with your kid, even though they don't really understand. Make them understand that the story is very specific. That older women or all women around the world or whatever are not trying to come after your neck because you're all good and light and pretty and sing with birds. Because if you sing in real life, you sing with birds and you still feel like you talk to them, cuckoo. You go to the asylum right away. I'm not even trying to negotiate with that. If you see someone talking to a squirrel, run away. Regardless, princess does not have this kind of superpower because they like to just give the impression that, yeah, she's more close to nature, she's more the nature, and it's kind of blah 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 like that. And the evil queen is all the other opposite of that. She's very too masculine as well. If you look at it, her characteristic will be more masculine. She's very cold, distant, and talking very much like that. You see, is more close to a very masculine voice that they're trying to make it look like. But again, if you were putting this story in a gender reversed, it would not be the same focus point. The mirror would not say that, oh yeah, because this dude is hotter than you. The guy would not give a shit because all men want is power, and women apparently is to be young forever and be the most the fairest of all. Guys, my God, I feel like I just put out a lot in my heart here. But again, I'm sure that some of you maybe have read some fanfic where maybe Snow White is a boy and the evil queen is the a king. Oh wow, that would be great if you actually we have like a sort of version where Snow White and the Prince Charming are like a queer couple. That would be wonderful, and the Seven Dwarfs as well. That's I'm not touching that, but the main focus is just those two characters. If you look at it, it just feels just mm, women eternal war within themselves, eternal war and hatred between the same freaking gender. How can we be in war in our own? I mean, I already explained that. So that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. If you really like this video, I hope you watch it until the end. And thank you very much for doing that if you did. Please, please, please leave a comment below, like, share, and of course, the most important, subscribe. Let's build this weird family that I am trying to do in this channel. I don't know what else I'm gonna talk about, but we'll see. And also check my other playlist. Just to try to walk around, look around, just to make your decision. If you want me to say hi to someone, just leave it down below, and I will see you in my next video. In the meantime, I try to find one thing that I will be nice and say that, hey, have a good day or something like that. See you soon or bye scoot. I don't know. Oh, no, I know. I'm French though. I'm gonna say it. Au revoir.